this is Prometheus giving you another game, full game recap. I'm playing Southwestaliefg. This is a game recap that really I'm going to feature my opponent. My opponent had a very good scheme. He had a couple plays that were just kind of his money plays that I just had some really huge difficulty with, but this guy knew how to make the right adjustments, knew how to make the right call playing, and I'm going to show a lot of my defensive adjustments, but as you can see, he came back and he was able to score on me fairly quickly. He wasn't running a hurry up offense at all. He was quick hiking me, but he was able to go ahead and pick up points quickly. So I'm going to show a lot of my defensive adjustments, and if you can see patterns of what this guy was doing, I'll chop down my offense a little bit because it wasn't really that important because this guy had a very good offense. So this is kind of an appreciation to what you're playing against, and you know, he picked up very good. I was able to pick up some really good strategies from him because of what I was watching him do to me on the field. So it seemed like he always made the right decision. So this guy is the surgeon when it comes to an offense. Generally, I've just started cutting out kickoffs, but if you could see Darren Sproles, all 5, 7 of them, was able to go ahead and break through a bunch of tackles and get the ball down to 30. I decided to zone this guy up to actually try to defend. He was using some kind of a flat combo. He took a shot over the top, so I really appreciate guys that are willing to take a shot over the top, primarily because it's one of those situations where you have another thing that you have to defend. So yellowed up the zones on him because he's using his flat play, as you can see, and he has a little an angle route that he hits is when he sees the flats are taken away. And this guy I was playing against just processes information very quickly. He can see his adjustments and he gets rid of the ball. So it was very, very difficult to defend against him because you couldn't bait him in the sense that he was just getting rid of the ball so quickly. So I was using primarily a lot of full house against him, and because I've got a set. But in this particular situation, I believe he brought his corner in. And actually he just had a defender that got out to that out route quick enough, and that was basically the defensive play on his end that really killed me. There was another play that he got the ball back from him, but you know, it was a fumble situation. So he just was a very patient opponent. He actually went underneath a lot. He would take the small yardage. He didn't go for the big yards. Here's another situation where I went ahead and was trying to take away this corner. So I was obsessing with the corners and trying to take this away. Harrison should have fell underneath that, but he went right past it and he was still able to pick up the hook route, and he threw it a lot. So it was a very frustrating situation. Went with a man coverage on this particular play, and he did test my user. That was maybe a risky play if it was maybe last year, but you can get away with throwing balls like that this year. Allowed the ball up to Bernard. I was able to pick up about 15 yards on that on a makeshift screen route. And Dalton actually hit a really good play on that. Did a corner or a counter. Was able to pick up some pretty good yards with Bernard, and is able to hit a extended drag over that. And then Bernard down the middle to the first down, and I was able to go ahead and pick up a touchdown on this particular set. So the score is 21-14. I'm matching the scores outside of that one interception. I was getting the ball back in a third quarter here, and I'm running a lot of full house, doing a lot of play action that I picked up, some of the strategies I picked up from my game against the Colts Atlanta game. Hit an underneath route with Jarvis Green Ellis, and then right here, after I break a tackle, he fumbles the ball. I give up the ball. It's not exactly what I wanted to do, and this game is pretty much over. And it's over primarily because this guy does not make mistakes. Went ahead, put a couple of yellow zones over there, had some purple zones. This is a situation where he throws in the coverage and I don't get the break that I was needing. Went ahead, zoned everything up again, trying to put up purples. You can hit me in the seams. And on the left-hand side, he put two guys on like streak routes, and they had a little crow route, and he takes the dump down shot. The play wasn't catched. I went with Aggie Cloud here on the assumption that he might go back to the corners again, and this guy just dots me right up over the top, makes the right read, and was able to go to the house with that. So right here, 35-14. I'm a little bit frustrated, but I decided to go ahead and stay with my offense, just keep going back and forth with the offense. Able to go ahead and corner, and I think right here is a situation where I'd realized that he was leaving the comeback routes open, so I started just dotting him up with comeback routes because he was running a lot of cover zone, like sink coverage or cover 2 zone. I was able to pick up some pretty good yards that way. So 3 plays in a row I was hitting comeback routes, and I was able to get the ball into the end zone fairly quick. But my struggles against this guy was really on defense. He knew exactly what he was doing. On offense, he was able to get rid of. He quick hiked the ball pretty quick. Look at a little play right over the middle, right there. Over here, he just runs right up the middle, 3rd and inches. Goes into a shotgun set, doesn't go into the typical 4th down situation with the goal line, and he was able to hit me in the flat right away and pick us some pretty good yards. So went ahead and we did a cover 2 sink, manned up his running back, and then he hits me once again, tops me up over the middle of cover 2 sink, and takes it to a touchdown. So after this, I'm like, man, this guy's just killing me. He's making every single the right decision, left and right. I'm not going to be able to stop this guy. It's just I have to. It was so frustrating. It was just like he had his two defensive opportunities, and he was going to be able to beat me. So I put in Johnson, the backup for Bengals, and it was did the QB wrap. Was able to pick up some yards. So it just was another thing he had to think about on defense. Went ahead and did a makeshift play where I was going to take one of my corners and who was blitzing, put him in a yellow zone with the man coverage on the back end of it. And right here, I was able to. He hit me with the running back, so he was just making all the right decisions. A lot of decisions that were very frustrating to me. Right there, found the wide open guy. This guy was just making unbelievable decisions. It's just every time he was on offense, he was doing the right thing. So another play right here, does a little screen play. He's able to pick up about 8 yards, 9 yards on that, or actually 1st down. And then he draws me up. I put everybody in zones to take away the sidelines and the comeback routes, and he hits me with a draw. So I figured I'll get smart. I'll try some of these comeback routes with fades, throw it right to his defender, give him the ball right back. He goes underneath. I get a good play. He comes back over to the left-hand side, picks up another huge 1st down. Run, no fumble my way, don't get lucky, don't get a break on it, and then he just takes the ball right into the end zone, up 49-28. This guy was just a scoring machine. So I made some changes, and I decided, okay, I need to start hitting the flats. The flats, if you pick up 6 yards is really actually a fairly good play. I took a shot down the middle. I was able to go ahead and pick up a 1st down, but I was running comebacks with wheel routes. It was essentially what I was learning from the way he was playing his formations, and I was able to pick up some pretty good yards. So the thing that I learned from this playing against this guy is that if you have a flat curl combo and you force your opponent to defend against it, it just is very, very frustrating. So I learned strategy from him. He was a very good opponent as far as his offense. He just, like a surgeon, did everything correctly. I couldn't actually do anything to defend against him. When you play against guys like that online, it's very, very difficult to win if you make a mistake. So this game, it's like you want to look for defensive strategies, but I couldn't hit this guy with any kind of a blitz that I would do. So went ahead and complimented him. Didn't hear anything back from him because I guess he probably just does this. He shreds a lot of people, but very, very, very good opponent. So sometimes when you're playing games, you can learn a lot from your opponents. So don't quit, because you can learn a lot from them. So I hope if you like this gameplay, hit the subscribe button, hit like. Thanks a lot.